I'm going to see if anybody can see it. I'll wait a couple of minutes. Okay, now I got a notification that says live on my channel, so maybe that will fix it. Oh, you just got the notice. Okay, good. Somehow there was a screw up and it was coming up that it was not public for some strange reason. It didn't give me that option on my iPhone. I have an iPhone 10, so it's old, so maybe I need a new phone. Maybe that's what's fouling it up, I'm not sure. Oh my God, do I see actual people? I feel like I'm going, oh, actual people. I'm so excited. Now I'm hoping that chat works because I put it to allow for chat. This message is held for review. Oh, hi, Sandra. I can't believe it. I have so fouled this up tonight. It is amazing how wrong everything could possibly go. I think I tried it 6 times. I'm going to have to delete all the ones that didn't work. Hi, Carolyn. I am glad that a few people were able to actually get in. There were a few things I wanted to talk to you about. Hi, Barbara. Sandy, yay. It was the public, but it didn't give me the option the last time I tried to load it. And it makes me wonder if it could possibly be my phone. I've got an old phone. It's an iPhone 10. So I don't know if that's the problem. I'm really not sure, but I'm so glad. I was beginning to feel like I was in the Twilight Zone. Whatever I did was not working, and I'm not usually technologically illiterate. I mean, I was in a high-tech group of realtors for many years. There were only 200 of us in this group, all around the country and in Hawaii. Well, that's part of the country. You got spinning on my forehead. Yeah, no, it just was not loading. I'm gonna have to get rid of those old ones because if they show up anywhere, they're gonna definitely foul things up. I did want to let everybody know that I went to the plastic surgeon today. I had my appointment with him. I absolutely adore him. Not only do I adore him, but I love his whole group. He's got the nicest people who work with him. Every time I see them, they all tell me how they cannot believe how incredibly well I'm doing after the surgery. Apparently, I'm healing well. They wound up taking lots of pictures today. I said, oh my God, that's, nobody would want to see those. That's for sure. I look like a patchwork quilt. Oh, okay. I can't look at it now, Sandy. I'll have to look at it after. Um, yeah, it just was not loading the last thing, but I'm glad everybody's able to get on here. So I think, yeah, there are a few people who are kind of still in here, and we'll see where it goes. Also, wanted to ask if anybody, I started looking into the thing that we were talking about last time with the different streaming services. I was looking for some things to watch the other night when I couldn't sleep, and I came across a couple of movies that I really wanted to see. And each time I clicked on one, I would have had to pay for it. I would have had to either pay to rent it or to buy it, or I could watch a trailer for nothing. So I decided to, I actually took a look, and apparently for a couple of days for Prime Day, they were offering 2 months at 99 cents a month, and then the regular price of streaming, which was something like $5.99 or $6.99. But they seem to have wonderful movie choices. So I was wondering if anybody has that service or anybody has used MGM Plus. I've not used any of those things because I'm definitely going to cut the cable. So I want to have something in place so that I can have a nice choice of things to watch. I started to watch another series. It was actually in the wee hours of the morning this morning because I woke up early and I wanted to go back to sleep for a while. Some of those old comedy shows were really good. They were funny. So, what the heck was that one? I told you I've watched. Oh, I also started to watch the Andy Griffith Show again. They had a certain charm, those early shows of his. Oh, thanks, whoever sent the love. I appreciate it. Yeah, I know Netflix got crazy expensive, and I'm with you. I really feel like stopping that as well. However, I do believe if I change my provider for my phone, no, it was if I think if I let Optimum do my phone, which is T-Mobile, and I have T-Mobile anyway, that Netflix is cheaper, at least for a year or two. I forgot which it was. So I'd have to check that and see if they're still running that special. But that's what they were doing. And yeah, I'll take a look at that and see if there's anything that we possibly can do with that. Hi, Myra. Nice to see you. Yeah. So I don't know, but I want to get that done as soon as possible. And I might have to get a phone. I hate to do it. I really just don't need any additional expenses right about now. So we'll see how that plays out. Oh, I started to tell you. So I went to the doctor. He's really pleased with the way I'm healing. He did tell me I could pretty much do whatever I want at this point. So I really think I can lift Ruby, and I think I will be able to give her a bath. So that'll be good for both of us. I also have a strange question to ask you. Let me take a look at this. I had taken a picture of Ruby before, but I might have taken it on the other phone. Oh no, I got it here. See my little girl? So, but I have to give her a bath, and I really need to groom her a little bit. I mean, she's still okay, but before she starts to mat and really becomes a problem, I want to make sure that I do it. So she really is a cutie. She's a sweetheart. She's so good and so sweet. It's amazing to me with all the people I've had in and out of the house, with all of the at-home care that I've had. She loves everybody. There was only one person who came in, and that was the social worker. Nice woman, really pleasant. She barked at her the entire time she was here. It was embarrassing. It really was. It was so strange. But yeah, everybody says how sweet she is. Yeah, that is about to end, Myra. Oops, I accidentally touched the thing. It's about to end. I had I had it for what? I don't know, 4 or 5, maybe even 6 weeks. But I think I'm okay with it ending at this point. I think you're right, Carolyn. Dogs do pick up on things that we can't see. Maybe she doesn't like animals. Sometimes I think the animals can sense when somebody is not, they don't. Oh, okay. If there's anybody on here that you don't know or that we don't know, would you want to tell them who Lou is? Okay. Exactly. Exactly. I'm with you. That I have a question, and this may be a strange question. Your roommate, right? I have noticed in the past few weeks that, you know, I don't, this is going to sound terrible. I don't think I particularly smell, or, sometimes there are people who, if they don't use deodorant or if they don't bathe too often, they might have a bit of an odoriferous kind of, well, they might stink a little bit. But I feel as if there is an odor coming out of my pores that I never smelled before. And it got me a little bit, I don't want to say concerned, but it made me wonder if it could have anything to do with the cancer. Because I've heard people talk in the past about people who have cancer, I think more cancer that has metastasized typically, which mine at this point may have, but I don't know. But if it did, it would have been very recent. So I don't call old people. That is actually really true. I remember when I lived in the apartment before I moved to the house many, many, many years ago. And if you walked down the hallway, if you came near an old person's apartment, you could smell it in the hallway. You really could. It was there. That unmistakable smell. I feel like I want to douse myself with some perfume, but I never had this before. I think it actually has a little bit of the scent of garlic, to be honest with you. Sandy says, yes, it is. Now I have to sniff myself, thinking it's my dog. And the reason I bring up her comment was that we seem to have a problem after the last live getting the not the comments, but getting the chat to scroll automatically on the replay. And I never had that problem before. So I think what I'm going to do today, just until we make sure that it works this time, is that I am going to Amazing Grace by Philosophy. Oh, that's nice. They say your skin changes. I mean, when I was a little kid, we used to play this game in the dirt. I don't remember the name of the game, but some guy, usually one of the boys, would take a knife and they would draw territories in the dirt. And then everybody would get a turn to hold the knife and toss the knife and try to commandeer a part of that property. And that would become their area. So that's kind of like what I feel like my lower quadrant looks like. I really look like a patchwork quilt. And the fact that I have had the graft, the skin color is different in the areas that they moved over. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I had the radiation, which kind of discolored my skin in that area. It did fade over time, but It definitely was darker than the skin in other areas, but it's all looking good, and thank God I'm happy with that. Thank you so much. Uh-huh. Hello, Lucy. Um, I, I, I guess Sheila's not on here just in case, because we don't know. We're up to 24 people, and I'm not sure if some people just wandered into this, having seen it come across. So it's a possibility. There are, thank you, yes, Amazing Grace. I love, I think I mentioned the last time, I really love, what the heck is it called? The one, the first one that I got recently, and I'm going blank on it now, but I like black, is it black opium? The Yves Saint Laurent. I also love Alien and I love Angel, Thierry Mugler. I love both of those. And I love Chanel number 5, but not necessarily on me. I put it on and I was not thrilled with it. So I don't know. It takes an army to get a thought out. You're absolutely right. I am definitely feeling those moments when when I feel like those senior moments are hitting and I just lose a word or a phrase. I've been thinking about that a lot lately since Linda died. I think about how so often there are so many things, so many experiences over the years. She was such a good friend. It's so hard to lose people as we do at the point that we get older and it starts to happen a lot more. It's not from philosophy. Oh, the dirt game was War. I don't remember it being that. I don't remember the name of it, but I remember loving to throw that knife. Does anybody remember the episode of the Johnny Carson show where, what was his name, who threw the hatchet? Maybe it is War, I'm not sure. Okay, all right, now we're getting a little bit into that nether territory. So I'm afraid, my dear comrade, you are barking up the wrong tree. Yes, and where is Sheila when you need her? So it is what it is. Yeah, that's the problem with the lives, not as much with the regular videos that we put out, but it is what it is. So I started working a little bit and I was so happy to be able to do it. It's not easy. I do. Sheila has been a moderator. Mary used to be. I think about Mary so often. Yeah, there are several that we used to have on here. Oh yeah, did anybody get the chats on the other video, because we were having a great deal of difficulty trying to access it. And when if anybody comes to watch it afterwards, if they don't see the chat, what I'm saying doesn't make a lot of sense, which could be the way it goes anyway. I was thinking of doing a video. I've been thinking about a lot of the things that happen to us as we really get older, because there are so many things that are nebulous thoughts, ideas, until we reach a certain age, and then all of a sudden it becomes very real. Again, it's losing so many people. It's the realization that one's time on this planet is finite, and you've got much more road behind you than in front of you. There are so many things. Yeah, some of that stuff, Sandy. Yeah, I just have really wanted to do something about that because I think people don't realize, you know, if you hit your 50s and 60s and 70s, there are changes that happen, like putting 2 feet in one leg pad. That absolutely can happen. I want to do a video with David very soon. I happened to go back and find one of the old videos that I did with him, and I wound up watching the whole thing. I actually was watching it because I was trying to access chat. So I wound up watching the whole thing, and I enjoyed watching it myself. So I thought it was great. I don't like to tell David what I'm planning to talk about because it's really great to have his ideas off the cuff without any kind of preparation, without even thinking about it. He's just, I love the way he thinks. He's got such an interesting thought process about everything, and he tends to cut to the chase and just make things really simple. So I think one of the things I want to talk to him about, and if you folks have any ideas of any things that you would, I've already done that. And one of the things that I would like to talk to him about is how he feels about aging, you know, at a different stage of his life. I mean, he's now in his 50s, and I wonder how he sees it for himself and in terms of his children and all of that. So I think I did say hi. So I think that that might be something interesting to talk about. Yes, it is, Carolyn. He's got, you know, it's funny. They say that we raise our children, and then the older we get, the more we become like the child, and the child becomes like the parent. I don't want to say I feel that way sometimes, but I feel that way sometimes, if that makes any sense, because I talk to him about things that are difficult for me sometimes, and I talk to him about things that I'm concerned about, and he can distill the essence of it so easily. It's like he cuts through all the nonsense and gets to the core of it, and he always makes me feel better. He really always makes me feel better. So I end the conversation feeling, actually, yeah, feeling a whole lot better than I was at the start of it. So, oh, hi. I haven't seen you in a long time. It's great to see you, Suze. David is extremely smart. He's really scary smart. It is so amazing. I feel the same way. It is so amazing. I have been through a lot, there's no question about that. But then again, isn't it true that we all have, each in our own way? Yeah, I think that really is true. I was just saying, Suze, that I think, you know, as we get older, there's older and then there's older. And the things that we have to face as eventualities is a lot different as those years tick by. But I am amazed. I really am amazed. It's, you know, it's interesting. I'll give you a little aside, and I really, again, I don't want to really get into it, but my friend Ken and I had falling out, and it was kind of difficult. It was stressful and it was emotional. And at one point, I was talking to David and I was kind of sharing a little bit of it with him, and he listened to me intently. And then he said, "It seems to me the two of you have wasted an awful lot of energy on something that is not going to change anything." And the way he described it, I thought, my God, he's right. He's absolutely right. What a waste of energy. And you reach a certain point in life where you need to maintain the energy that you have. So it really is incredible. I have to tell you a funny little thing about my visit today. I've always loved my plastic surgeon. I think he's wonderful. He's a very, very serious guy with no sense of humor that I can discern. He may have a great sense of humor in the world at large, but in terms of medicine. Oh, and when I mentioned that to David, David said to me, "And you would want him to waste one of his brain cells on a sense of humor?" I don't think so. But no, he's absolutely wonderful. And he obviously had such a hard time with my last surgery that it was a hard surgery. It was very high risk. And he ran into some problems when he was, as he said, when he was trying to rewire me. And he said there was something wrong with the vein or artery he used. I don't remember. I know life is tough without a sense of humor. And as I say, he might have one, but I have not been able to see it as a patient. But then again, as David said, would you really want him to be funny or would you want him to do a good job? And I think that's no contest. In any case, the last time I saw him, which was maybe 2 months ago, month and a half ago, something like that, he said to me, "Your surgery was really tough." And I said, "I know." So I did not see him at all in the hospital. I saw his whole team. He had gone away on some kind of a medical conference thing. So I was a little disappointed the first day or two that I didn't see him, but his team was so incredible. They were the most wonderful people and extraordinarily knowledgeable and in constant touch with him. So I felt very well cared for the whole time. But today, I said to him just before I left, I said, "Have you gotten over my surgery yet?" And he looked at me and he smiled, and it was like he knew that I understood because he cares so much about the outcome. He wanted so much for me to have a wonderful outcome. And I am grateful for what I do have. The surgery itself went really well. So I'm happy about that. And all I can do is pray for the future. And it is what it is. Yeah. So I'm going to let that one and hope that well, maybe I should say, Sandy was saying, I just said that to Jerry about my eye doctor. I asked him if I can play the piano. He said, yes, if you can see the keys. And she hasn't finished her comment yet, so I'll wait for her to finish typing or whatever. So it's all good. By the way, Suze, I love everything you've done. The recent changes are wonderful. The piano is great, and it must make you so happy to have it there. It really is terrific. I have to tell you, I so love watching Desi. I was thinking I'm going to have to bring Ruby into my, not that I want to copy you, but yeah, so Sandy completed the thing saying, I said good because I couldn't before, and that was referring to playing the piano. Yeah, but I would like to make Ruby a little bit more a part of this. I remember the early days when Cooper was Cooper, right? When you had him in the videos, and I so loved him. But Desi is his very own little person with that incredible voice. Absolutely love watching. I love the tales that you tell. I really do. I always feel as if I'm visiting such a special place when I come to visit you. So it's all great. I wanted to talk about something else, and for the life of me, I don't remember now. Oh, I started to tell you a little about the work. I did manage to go to work a few days because I so need to, bring some income back into the house. And I was terrified. I really was so frightened that I would fall. But I took my cane with me, and I have to tell you, having the cane made me feel so much more secure. And I thought, I don't care what anybody thinks if I walk in. In a strange way, it's really been interesting because I had some rather large orders to deliver, and one of them was in a huge box. Actually, two were in boxes, and another one was these large bags. And in three different cases, the people from the restaurant asked me if they could help me out to the car with it, and I said, "Oh, thank you very much." So I only had to carry it from the car to the people, not from the restaurant to the car and then the car to the people. So that was a gift. So even in the difficulty, there is something positive. I think it's the way we look at the days that we live. I think you can find something wonderful and something special in every day. There's always something. There's always, it can be an offhand remark, it can be a smile. I find that I'm interacting with so many people, all the caregivers and all the people I encounter, and it's really, that part of it has been great. I really miss it. I am so much a people person. I so much love to interact with other people in my life. I miss all of the wonderful relationships that I built up in my real estate career. It's been such a great experience. I always felt so lucky that I got to do a job that I loved and I got paid for it. It was really wonderful. It just reminds me of what David says to me all the time. He wants me to get rid of a lot of the stuff in the house, which I have to do because I've got so much stuff accumulated over so many years. And he said, it's the most miraculous thing. These people take your junk out of your house and they pay you for it. You order from Amazon? Sandy says she orders from Amazon and returns just to say hi to the UPS guys, her social life. That, of course, is Sandy being cute, but I'm sure she does not do that. She may return things, though, I have a feeling, now and then. I really want to order that knife. Oh, I used my mandolin slicer for the first time, the one I had bought. I'll have to show it to you next time. The one that I had bought sometime before Christmas. And I laughed because I made sweet potato fries the first time and loved them. So I took this sweet potato that I couldn't cut, and I have not yet bought the chef knife. So I put it in this mandolin thing. I had one big sweet potato left, and I put it in the thing and started slicing, and I wound up getting these almost paper thin slices, and I said, oops, I did that wrong. So they had three different interchangeable blades, but I don't know what the blades do. So each one that I put in did something else that I absolutely didn't need. So I wound up, by default, because I didn't want to throw it away, I wound up making sweet potato chips. And they were actually quite good. I really did not expect them to be anything too much, but they were very good. So I enjoyed that. I also want to make cucumber salad. I love a good cucumber salad. And I just have to buy some red onions because I want to add that to it. But that stuff is so good, especially in the summertime. Everybody's being so quiet tonight. Where are you? Oh, I also had one of the things that I went to deliver, and it was a house that I used to deliver to a number of times. The woman was standing on the porch when I got there, and I couldn't walk directly up to the entry to her home from where I parked because there is that border of the street that has the grass and it was not stable. I was so afraid. Okay, great. I was so afraid that I was going to fall that I decided, oh, I'll tell you that in a minute, Barbara, that I decided that I was going to walk to the corner. Yeah, DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber. More Grubhub lately because it's a little less frenetic and it's something I can control better. So yeah, that is more of my choosing at the moment. Anyway, I walked to the corner and then I walked back to bring her food to the porch. She came down and she handed me a $20 bill. I guess she felt badly for me because I wonder how many people delivering walk with a cane. So that was interesting. Okay, Barbara, now back to the sweet potato chips. I actually, oh, I think the picture is on the phone that I'm using to do this live on. I'll have to show it to you now. Oh no. Yeah, I don't know how well you can see it, but this is what they look like in the end. So they came out pretty well. What I did was, Sandy said, put a patch on your eye and you might get $25. Okay, so I took the chips and in a small bowl, I put in 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Well, no, first I mixed the seasonings together. I did salt, black pepper, paprika. I did thyme and garlic powder. And then I mixed them together and then I mixed it with the olive oil, and then I tossed the potatoes with that. I laid it out in the air fryer, and you don't want them, you want them laying in a single row because you want them to crisp up as much as you can. And I did it, it really should be done. I did it on 375 for 10 minutes, and I really would have done it on 400 for the same 10 to 12 minutes, I think, the next time. I want to try that. It was the first time doing it. They were very tasty. I had them again tonight. I had the leftovers tonight. And yeah, it really, really came out good. It was not my first choice. I really wanted to make the sweet potato fries. The sweet potato fries that I made last time were wonderful. I also made a great, very simple recipe for salmon, And the salmon came out. I was shocked because I think the salmon was done in 10 minutes. I cut them into fillets badly because I don't have the right knife. And I took Dijon mustard and put it on the top of the fillets. Over that, I sprinkled salt, pepper, paprika, and garlic powder. And just the 10 minutes. And it came out a little bit, I don't want to say crunchy exactly, but it was really delicious. Because I sliced it so poorly, I don't know if I have it on this one. I don't think so. I think that one's on the other one. Yeah, it's on my other phone. But it came out really, really delicious. So I was happy to find that. My next thing that I'm going to make is a honey glaze kind of marinade for chicken breast. And I'm going to see how that works out. So I'm enjoying playing with it and trying to eat a little bit better, though I must admit I am bad. I'm really bad at being diabetic, and my blood sugars were not bad in the hospital, well, in rehab especially. They only did it in the morning, and I was anywhere from 93 on the low side up to maybe 122 on the high side, so that was pretty good for there. But I like ice cream. I like all the stuff that I shouldn't eat, and it makes it harder to do the right thing. But I'm trying to make more food that I really enjoy, so that I'm more inclined to reach for something healthy instead of something not healthy. It's also hard if I am working because you want to grab something after being in the car for a while. You just want to be able to grab something that you can, you know, what? Oh, I don't know. I just got a message that came across, but totally lost my train of thought. The message got me. Okay, so yeah. So I'm trying to put the pieces back together again, and I am doing the best I can. I'm trying in the middle of everything to get some work done in the house every day. Oh, yes, yeah, I have to have an ice pack then to bring in the car with me if I bring that. I also have been buying that I absolutely love. I could have it every day. At Aldi's, they have, the snack packs that they have of applesauce or sliced peaches or that kind of thing. They have the mandarin oranges. And I love, yeah, hi Rosie, I love mandarin oranges. I have to tell you, Barbara, the walnuts, I believe that too. My Aunt Yetta, who lived to be 95 and was in really good shape for most of the time until the end, the last couple of years, she ate walnuts every day. She ate walnuts, she ate garlic, and she ate onions, and she really kept herself healthy. She always kept a salad in the fridge, and it's funny because I remember my brother Marty always going over. He always would look in the fridge to see what was there that he could snack on, and my aunt would have jars. I guess she used to save every empty jar that she ever got anything, I was going to say delivered in, but in those days you picked it up yourself. But she always used to make her salads chopped. And it wasn't like she couldn't chew. I mean, to the best of my knowledge, she was fine. But my brother Marty used to refer to the food as already been chewed because it was such tiny little pieces. It was very tasty, though. It was really good. She was a good cook. I learned how to make a lot of things from her. She made cheese blintzes that were so delicious. I haven't made that in a long time, but I really would love to. Potato pancakes. The potato pancakes were wonderful. We had a funny story with the potato pancakes once. My aunt would, whenever she cooked, she would cook as if she was cooking for an army. And she was standing at the stove one day. We had a dog at the time who was all white. He was one of those many dogs over the years that used to follow my father home from work. And we called him Ko Pectate. So we called him Ko for short. Ko was under the table, and I was sitting at the table talking to my aunt, and she kept making the potato pancakes. Well, you can make only so many in a pan at one time. So she would make a batch, put it on a plate on the table, then go back to the stove, make another batch, make another batch, make another batch. After a while, she noticed that the batch on the table wasn't growing. She kept putting more and more. And then she wound up at some point noticing that there was a pile under the table where Ko was. So he had his own personal potato pancake serving under the table. So that was really funny. All right, Sandy's saying that Panera makes double chopped salad. Actually, yes. Trader Joe's potato pancakes with applesauce. I love potato pancakes with applesauce too. I make potato pancakes. They're really, really good. The trick to a really good potato pancake is to get the edges of it really crispy, crunchy, and of course to have it be flavorful. But I don't make it anymore. Oh my God, this I did not bring the extension cord, and I had it charged almost all the way up. I definitely need a new phone. This battery just goes down way too fast. Grate your fingers in? No, not anymore. I used to grate and my elbows would hurt by the end of it, but now I do it in the blender and it comes out good as long as I do it on grate. I don't overgrate it, and it's absolutely delicious. I'm trying to remember because I haven't made it for a while, but I think I used to do 2 potatoes, 1 onion, and of course the egg and the matzo meal and all of that stuff. But it was, and the seasoning, but it was really, really good. They do have a mix and people use that. Yes, any kind of pancakes. Yep, absolutely love that. Thanks for coming by. I really love seeing you here. Sandy's saying my mother-in-law grated 5 pounds for her 3 sons and hubby. My mother-in-law used to cook different meals she had 2 sons and her husband. She, I know, I know you love all pancakes. She wanted everybody to be happy, so she would make individual meals for each of them. She was a really good cook and she spent a lot of time cooking. I cannot believe that she would make them all different food. That was not going to happen in my house. I mean, I remember David when he was little. I remember cooking things like chicken Kiev. Chicken Kiev was a wonderful, delicious dish that took me all day to make. And he would stick a fork in it and all the butter and stuff would come out of it. And then I used to make stuffed cabbage and he would take off the cabbage leaves. And anything that I cooked with broccoli, he told me he didn't eat trees Fortunately, his taste is more eclectic as he got older. And lamb chops, the girls made mac and cheese, but at least the girls made mac and cheese. I really love a good homemade mac and cheese. Not good for me necessarily, but I love it. By the way, before I forget, if any of you have any ideas of anything you think that I should also bring into the conversation with David when I have him on, let me know because I really want to do that soon. I was talking to him about it the other day. His kids have come to New York and he's out in Arizona by himself. So he would likely have a little bit more time to be able to devote to it. So I would love to do that sometime relatively soon. I am so, so lucky to have the relationship with him that I do have because I see so many families fragmented and it's such a joy to me. I just feel so blessed to have somebody as my son whom I adore. I really adore him. He's just a fun person to be around. Okay, off to Soakable. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to get off here too, because otherwise the phone is gonna do it for me. It's going to die. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to schedule the thing with David soon. I'll try not to foul that one up. I have no idea what happened tonight, but I'll try to do it better. Good night, Carolyn. Really, so glad that you were able to make it. I am going to try to do the lives on Wednesday nights at 8:30. I will firm it up, but I'm going to try to do that. So if we can kind of keep it as a regular thing, then maybe everybody can kind of be prepared for it. And I'll do the regular videos in between. So thank you. Thank you for coming by after the mix up. And I will see you in the next one. Take care. Love you all. Good night.